Hey everybody, this is Marie, the Everyday Mother, bringing you today's Daily Mother Mythbuster. So I'm going to start by telling you a little story about myself. Um, One of the things I did recently in trying to get to know myself better was to ask people who I truly cared about to let me in on my blind spots, to help me see the things about myself that maybe I can't see. So I sent out an email to all of the people that I truly treasure and that I really, really care the most about. The people that I thought would be honest and open and totally respect myself in telling me these things. So I asked them, I said, can you please help me by telling me what all of my weaknesses and what all of my strengths that you see are? I already know what I think about myself, but there's always parts of you that you can't see that someone else can clearly see. And I've always kind of wondered, but always been a little too scared to ask, do I really want to know what these people actually think of me? So I finally did. And it was such an interesting response, such a really crazy mix of responses. So grateful for every single response. The one that stuck out the most to me was from my brother. Now, I love to talk about my brother. So here's another brother story. Anyway, so I sent him this email and he sent one back saying, okay, so here's your strengths, and for what it's worth, here's the weaknesses that I see. And, he totally hit on a point that has been bugging me so much. And I'll even share it with you. I have a negative sounding voice sometimes, even when I don't want to sound negative. And okay, this is more embarrassing than I thought it would be. Anyway, so I tend to use this voice a lot with my husband, with my significant other. Now, he will probably hate that I say this because he does not like for anyone to see that side of me. Not like I do. I don't want anyone to see that side of me either. But it is. Sometimes, I get into the role of managing the household and managing the kids and asking for help. And when I ask for help, if it's not just right, just the way I want it, I whip out this voice, and it's the most annoying voice on earth. And I know I do it. I know I do it. Anyways, it's one of the things that has always been has been one of those things that I haven't loved about myself. So I sent him this email back thanking him for his response and just saying, you know what? It's totally true. It's something I've realized and I've been wondering how to fix it. Like, what can I do to fix it? And I said, do you have any suggestions? Like, you know how sometimes when you're around someone a lot, you start using the same intonations or whatever. I'm like, maybe I could like get a recording of a super happy voice and listen to it all the time. Maybe that would fix my problem. And just kept saying this, do you have any suggestions on what to do to fix it? And I was not expecting his response, but it was an amazing, amazing response, and it touched me. Anyways, he said, you don't have anything you have to fix. And he said, I think a lot of frustration that people face is coming from thinking, I need to fix this about me. How can I fix this? Because it's not something to be fixed. And he said, you are a princess of light. And I hope you enjoy getting to experience that and to figure that out more and more. I hope you enjoy realizing that more and more. So I sat there, and as I read the email, I just went, okay, I can see where he's coming from, but at the same time, I'm like, huh, that vocabulary is still so inside me that I thought, how can I get around this without fixing it? Like, that didn't make sense to me at first. So I've been thinking about it, and all of a sudden, one day it hit me. I don't have to fix anything. I'm not broken. Let me say that again. I am not broken. You are not broken. There is nothing to fix. There's no fixing involved. I am whole. I am complete. I am complete with weaknesses and strengths. There is nothing broken. There's nothing to be fixed. I keep saying that over and over. But it's such an important reality. So oftentimes we think, oh, I need to fix this. I need to fix this. There's something wrong with me. using this voice. What's wrong with me? Why do I keep using this voice? It's not about that at all. And now that I recognize, will I sometimes still show up that way? Absolutely. Yes, I will. But I get to choose a different way. And I get to choose to look at the way that I'm speaking differently. I mean, so clearly, when I use that voice, it has nothing to do with my husband or my children or anything about them. It so clearly has to do with the frustrations I'm feeling about myself, about how I don't think I'm good enough, how I don't think I am enough just the way I am, how I don't think that I am worth it, or whatever those feelings are going inside me that I haven't taken the time to recognize yet, that I keep are nagging me a little bit. But now that I know there's nothing to fix, the chances that I will show up that way become less and less. And when I do, I understand where they're coming from and I just move around it. Does that make sense? It's such an important thing for us to realize that we are good enough just the way we are. And we get to take from that step forward. And it's just one of these amazing concepts that just keeps hitting me over and over in the way that I teach my children, in the way that I am with myself. And it's so much easier for me. It was funny when I picked up those emails to read them. Everyone listed the strengths first, and everyone listed the weaknesses second. And you know what I did? I completely skipped over reading what they thought my strengths were and went straight to the weaknesses and went, okay, awesome. Now I know what I need to do, and I'm going to get to work, and I'm going to take care of these right away. And I never even took the time to read what they thought my strengths were. Because even at this point, sometimes it's easier for me to think, wow, okay, what can I do to get better and better and better and better? Instead of stopping and realizing that I already have a ton of amazing things about me. That's harder for me to realize than for people to tell me that I have weaknesses. Isn't that so strange? You would think it would be the other way around. And I bet if you think about it in your own point of view, maybe you can see that inside yourself. It's easy for you to see where the mistakes are, and it's easy for you to see that. But the more we can focus on our strengths, and the more we can focus on the fact we're not broken, what you focus on expands. And if you're constantly focusing on all these weaknesses, guess what's going to keep showing up? Weaknesses. But if we can take the time to focus on our strengths and to acknowledge our strengths and to acknowledge that we are okay just the way we are, the more that will expand, and the more that's how we'll show up, and that's who we are. I was reading this amazing book, and it said, who you are is how you treat people. So if you treat people kindly, you're a kind person. If you treat people angry, you're an angry person. The same thing is true with yourself. How you treat yourself is who you are. And if we can treat ourselves kindly and have fun getting to see that princess of light, enjoying more and more finding out who we really are, and enjoying more and more that chance to embrace that, the more that's how we're going to show up, and the more that's who we are going to be. Anyway, so that's my thought for the day. Head over to mothermythstribe.com and let me know what you think. Can't wait to see you there.